On the river near Putney Bridge in London, there's a computer at the bottom of the garden. It's over £10,000 worth of equipment, a small fortune invested in tone generators, modulators, and tape recorders, all for producing electronic music. This is the workshop of a composer, Peter Zinovieff, where you no longer have to twiddle knobs to produce electronic music. A computer does it for you, and it can produce random scales like this, drum beats, or even perform a musical quartet. This special display helps the composer to analyze the exact type of sound his equipment is generating. Yet with this setup, composing music is just as hard as it ever was. It takes just as long to think up your musical ideas. The music is written down in a new form of notation. New because after the work has been composed, it has to be translated into the language of computers. A secretary types the composition out. What she's typing is a set of numbers, music in computer language. One copy in round figures to check the typing errors, another in the punched paper tape a computer can understand, like a blind man reading Braille. Previously, the production of electronic music involved a laborious process of recording individual sounds onto tape and then transferring them onto other tapes, creating a piece bit by bit. But using a computer saves weeks, even months of tedious work. The completed punch tape is fed into the computer's memory bank, and all is now ready for a performance of a piece called Sweet Thames. A few miles down the Thames at the Queen Elizabeth Hall, the first concert in Britain given by a computer. 12,000 music lovers turned out to hear it. The high spot, a solo performance by the computer itself. It's already been programmed with a basic outline of the piece. Now it will improvise rather like a jazz player. But the concert's promoters feel the audience need just a little help with this musical event.
The next item, Partita for Unattended Computer by Peter Zinovieff, is a true live performance in the sense that no magnetic tape is being used at all. Furthermore, the computer has a choice at various stages in the procedure, and the piece therefore comes out different every time it's played. The performance you're about to hear is therefore unique and unrepeatable. First of all, checks are made to see that the composition is correctly loaded into the computer. When these checks have been carried out, the computer is started and will carry out the performance unattended.
The audience is a capacity one, but the computer's performance didn't meet with universal approval. The Financial Times said, technically, it may be a triumph of skill and knowledge, but what we heard resembled the dreariest kind of neo-Webern drawn out to inordinate length. But the composer feels that the big outside world will be hearing a lot more of computer-performed music. You may not like the sound of it now, but one of these days, he says, a computer could produce a sound as emotionally satisfying as a full symphony orchestra. Using this system, all the extra skill a composer of computer music needs is the basic knowledge of computer programming. If he wants to make more conventional sounds, then already there is electronic equipment able to match the sound of any instrument, or even the sound of the human voice. Could it be that before long, it'll be an everyday thing for a concert platform to be occupied by no more than a quartet of loudspeakers, a band of winking lights, and an orchestra of electronic circuits?